if you weren't already tired of it, talking about COVID stuff. What's going on, guys? I'm Dan here. I'm back with another video, and if you don't know who I am a National Guard 68 Whiskey, currently in a medical unit, and on this channel I'm showing you guys, or at least giving you my opinions on things, giving some breakdowns, explanations on what it's like being a National Guard combat medic.
Just once can I just speak the fucking truth. Listen here,
what you don't understand. So COVID things. So we are seeing that people are on orders. So you have two different types of orders. Technically three different types of orders. But you have federal orders and state orders. Well, this pandemic has really shown the necessity of National Guard, which I think is cool. Also, it has shown that there is an active side to these, and this comes up with the different types of orders that you have. So you have Title 10, Title 32, which are technically the same thing, but then you also have Title 502 orders, which are also considered SAD orders. So they're state activated duty orders, and that's usually just any real state order that's only given to you by the governor of your state. So there are different types of orders, but on all of those orders you're gonna have there is a breaking point. There's a check mark, a do not pass go type situation, and that would be 31 days. So at 31 days of either of these types of orders, you as a soldier for whatever unit's being deployed or activated, however you want to put it, you are then entitled to BAH, which is basic allowance for housing, BAS, which is basic allowance for sustenance, and then also your full-time pay as a soldier. So usually when you go to drill, you get paid 2 days for 1 day. So if you do drill, it's like getting paid for 4 days, things like that. But you're getting a reduced pay because it's only for 4 days. The rate's still the same, but when you're talking about it, you consider it full duty pay or M-day or part-time pay. You know, you have those two different things. But with that, when they say that, when you're going to full duty pay, you're getting full BAH. Now you get a portion of your BAH when you do National Guard or just regular drill. But again, once you hit 31 days, that check mark, that breaking point, it teeters over and it says, hey, look, you're on orders. You've been on orders long enough to say that you need to have a housing allowance for you to keep yourself going, which is great. Everyone wants housing allowance. Everyone wants the extra little bit of money. For National Guard, at least that I dealt with, your BH is based off your zip code. So whatever your zip code may be, they're gonna say, hey, it's how much it costs to live around this area. And if it isn't based off that, the only time I've seen it's different is if you have a mortgage and it's in your paperwork and they say, hey, this is my mortgage, even though this is where I live, this is my mortgage, and they should be paying all of that. But that's a whole different thing for a whole different video, for something else that I'm thinking of. But what we're talking about right now is what happens after you hit the 31 days. Okay, what if you keep going? Well, the next check mark or checkpoint that you want to get to is 91 days. At 91 days, you are then entitled to your VA loan, which if you haven't already gotten it yet, you know, for National Guard, you have to have 6 years of your contract. You get to burn your first 6-year contract, and or 90 days on Title 32/10 orders. I don't believe there's a difference. I feel like there's not a difference. I don't think there is. With that being said, so you hit 31 days, you're getting full BAH for whatever mission you're on. You hit 91 days. And the reason I'm saying 91, if you look at anywhere up, it says 90 days, but 91 means that you've completed that full day. Remember, as a soldier, you are paid essentially 24/7. You have a work day, but you're paid 24/7 like a salary. So once you hit 91 days, on that 91st day, you are then entitled to your VA loan benefit. You're able to start using your post 9/11 GI Bill. Nevertheless, you have a couple different things. You also have, you know, your state tuition assistance, things like that. But 91 days, you're then entitled to all of these loans, or not, excuse me, you're entitled to all these benefits that you, being a soldier, signing your contract, doing and fulfilling your contract, then are approved for. For me personally, I have done 2 missions, at least for COVID, and that was a big thing of saying, hey, the mission's winding down, we're getting ready to pack things up. We haven't hit that mark yet. Are we going to hit that mark, and should we expect this money coming our way? And the management, the cadre, the higher up that I had, they were always pushing for us, because not only for themselves but for us. You get pulled away, you're going to do whatever you're supposed to do, and you signed up for it. So, woe is me type situation. But good cadre, good leadership will always, hopefully, if you're worthy of it, if you do a good job, obviously, then they will fight for you. And so for both missions, who was leading the mission, whether it was Army or Air National Guard or what have you, they were always, hey, we want you guys to hit this mark if we can, if it doesn't hinder us in any real way. Or depending on where the money's coming from. Usually, a lot of times you have to fight for these things. So both times we hit our 31-day mark, we were able to receive full BAH, which was awesome. I thought that was great. So with that being said, what people are dealing with now is that the Trump administration, surprisingly, has an 89-day hard stop. Now, with that being said, that means only the Title 10/32 orders are going to stop. You can still have SAD orders, or like I said before, state activated duty. You can still have SAD orders come through and take over for these orders, but it's a switching of orders. Now, a lot of the states are saying, why is this going on? Surprisingly, and unsurprisingly, this is a bipartisan thing where they're like, hey, no, we need to keep these people here and keep them on orders, because there's still a lot of testing going on. There's still a need for these soldiers to be here. And it's kind of crazy to me and to a lot of the people that we're not doing that, that they want to pull us from the orders. And it's the most infuriating thing to see that, hey, 89 days, cut off, push them to the wayside. And it's, as a National Guard soldier myself, that would drive me absolutely crazy. And there was times where we had a couple of heated discussions back and forth of like, okay, when is this happening? Who's making this decision? Who do we need to talk to? Because again, you want this, you want money, but it's not just about money. It's about hopefully being taken care of. And when, for me, I was gone for almost 3 months, but on different orders. So to be gone for 3 months and only getting paid, this much money. And I know that without that BH money, I would not be able to afford all of my bills. But with it, I make do. I make it. But without it, it doesn't work that way. So, and because you're working, because I'm on orders, I don't, me nor my family receives any of the financial aid that comes from the state for being unemployed, because I'm not unemployed. I'm on mission, and my wife and everything else, they don't qualify for that. So, in that mindset that we have, and hopefully I've conveyed it properly, I think it's kind of crazy that we're even talking about this in the first place. So, hopefully I've given some explanation and some context to why these soldiers want to hit that 90-day mark. It's that extra little bit that says, hey, you've been on for a while, you've now hit this landmark, this checkpoint. And because once this all blows over, what's hopefully a lot of people are going to go back to do, they're going to go back to school. And if your state doesn't have an awesome tuition assistance, you can use that VA, they can use the GI Bill, if their state doesn't already have one. I think most states do. But if that state doesn't have one, or if they don't have 100% tuition assistance, or you go ahead and you say, they want to buy a house, Lord knows what's going to happen to the housing market when this whole thing comes back around. So, I'm gonna stop there before I keep rambling. Again, my name is Dan. I will see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or just anything you want me to talk about, leave it down in the comment section below. My head's kind of all over the place, so I will see you guys in the next video.